Always forget something. How's everyone doing? Welcome to yet another stream on a Monday. Can you believe it's Monday? It's so funny. It's kind of like, I'm not going to be streaming until next Friday. But then I have a whole work week in front of me. But I like working. Thank goodness I don't hate my work. It's a good work. Let's see. We've been live for a few minutes. No drop frames. Today we're triple streaming on the Twitch, the YouTuberinos, and it looks like we're streaming on the old X today. I'm going to stream on the X today, as I mentioned. At least sometimes I'm going to do it. I have already my OBS set up for triple streaming, but I do have to go through the extra step of going to X and setting up I want to go to broadcast and typing in a whole bunch of stuff every single time. It's not super convenient to do triple streaming or in general streaming, but that's how it is. Hi, Science. How you doing? Cheers. Let's talk about today's stream a little bit before we get into it. Yeah. That always looks exactly the same. Well, that's some good Diet Coke. What did you think it was? Cheers. It's the first Diet Coke of the day. Probably the last too. I don't like to go too deep into the Diet Coke stuff. The second thing, of course, that makes every stream a stream is the beautiful Bluetooth controller. The beautiful blue Bluetooth controller. Nobody cares. All right, and we'll be flying around to Microsoft Flight Simulator 24. Give me a minute and just say hello. What's new? Nothing. Anything new with you guys? No. All right, we're gonna fly Microsoft. I got my 2024 boot up. It has been around for a long time. It has been. I mean, most of these technology. I mean, Wi-Fi has been around for a long time, but it's a lot better now than it used to be. 20 years ago. So, technologies tend to exist if they're popular enough. They kind of have to keep improving. And that's kind of true of a lot of the common technologies we use. Otherwise, they wouldn't bother to have new phones every year. Oh, we have a new cell phone every single year. Wow, that was because last year's phone was a real piece of crap. You know what I mean? Oh no, I should have waited until this year to buy a phone. I don't know a smartphone. I have an iPad and I use them for about 4 years. Yeah, 3 or 4. I use them for about 4 years. They're fine. It's fine at the end. But I'm like, yeah, it's kind of obsolete, it's slow. I have this new apps I want to do. Other than that, it's the exact same thing. Physically, it's identical. Basically, maybe a little slimmer or whatever. But no, apparently you need a new phone every year or they wouldn't come out with them. All right. All right. I don't know where we're going to do, what we're going to fly. And good thing that it doesn't matter. That's true of every single stream I do. If I planned ahead in advance one time, I'd have to plan ahead in advance every damn time. But there will be some, relaxing flying. Oh, right. The second half of the stream is always me with a musical performance of some kind. Yesterday was a piano lounge performance. And so today is a guitar performance. It's not going to be a performance as much as... First, we're going to do some guitar cleanup work. We're going to pull the strings off of this beautiful walnut Les Paul, Epiphone Les Paul guitar here. It's pretty heavy. We're going to clean up the fretboard a bit. We're going to clean up the back a little bit. We're going to make it all shiny and new. I'm going to put a new set of strings on it, and then we'll play it some. So it's going to be kind of, that's what I don't know. It's content. Being a Monday, I do have to smash my whole stream into about an hour and 45 minutes or so that I can get back to work. Although, basically, I get most of my work done in the morning, just to be honest with you. I mean, the afternoon, I kind of look at what I did in the morning and kind of answer mail or do other stuff. I have some mails to write. But I will be going to the office tomorrow. That's kind of a more serious work day for me. It's Tuesdays. Mondays are kind of... Actually, I got a lot of work done this morning. All right, so let's get started here. Okay, yeah, start. And once you start, before we do this again, when I come into 2024 and I haven't run it in a few days, I like to go into this marketplace here. Yeah, it says nothing coming, but if we go into the library here and click on streamed and scroll down here, I'm just wondering if there's anything here in the list from 2020 that's new. Like some of this stuff, well, it says disabled, is airplanes in 2020 that aren't ready or don't work. But if it's in the list, it should work. We haven't tried the BD-5, that little tiny jet. I did try the 117, and it does seem to fly. We already have well, I don't know. This one works pretty well. It's the landmarks of Germany. I don't know if we need this. I keep trying the aviation and it still doesn't work. I don't know if we've tried the Lear fan. Maybe next try we'll try that Lear fan. So it's not that exciting a plane, but it's cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, down at the bottom of this list here. Yeah, actually, some of these. No, I've seen these before. It's got the Shorts SC Skyvan, and I can practically guarantee you it's still not working. There's a bunch of planes here I have not enabled. We're gonna try something that's actually working in the sim, though. Right, the MV-22. So now it looks like most of the 2020 planes that I have are available. Not necessarily that they work, but at least you could enable them. It looks like almost all of them, if not all of them. This one didn't work last time I tried it. I'm not going to do that. Well, to see if there's any planes that are now supported. I think they've been catching up. As far as I can tell, this list is complete. Meaning all the planes I could load on 2020 or, on the Zeppelin and other things are at least able. All I got to do is click here, but then I have to restart the simulation, so I don't feel like doing that. So we're going to do something that we already have, but I probably will try over the next couple of days off stream, trying some of those planes to see if any of them are working that didn't work before. In any case, there's still a ton of planes. So we're going to start over in, let's see, where we don't go very often. How about like, so we haven't been to a lot of places in 2024 yet. I'm looking at Southeast Asia. I was thinking Singapore, but now I forgot where Singapore is. There's Hong Kong, isn't it? Is it over? Is it closer to India? No, or is it further south? I always keep forgetting where Singapore is. Oh, here, actually, let me just look it up on a map. We'll go to Singapore. Let me just look it up on a map. It'll take 2 seconds. It's from whatever reason. I've looked for it before on the maps. Okay, it is located. Oh yeah, it is further south. That's I thought. Yeah, it is down here. All right, so it's not here. Well, it is here. First, I was looking right at it, and then I said that can't be it. All right, we'll fly around there. It's got a lot of cool things. At least in 2020, it's got quite a few lovely buildings. It's basically this island and the surrounding areas. All right, we'll take off from Changi, which is the main airport. All right, we got to pick a plane. We're also going to make it daytime because it's I think it's like 3 in the morning there or something. I don't know what time it is in Singapore. All right, so we've got plenty of planes that we haven't really played around in too much. And I'm not talking necessarily about 2020 planes, which are fun. I'm talking about the ones that are in 2024, that are new for 2024. Why not, But what? Oh, okay, I'm just looking things over. Let's fly this Viking Air. It's I think this is one that could land on the water potentially too. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I keep fixing these, but it doesn't matter. It's my preferred tail number. In most cases, it's not going to show it. Yeah, it's a firefighting plane. Let's try adaptive. It's pretty wild looking. And based on the design of this, I think we can take off at the airport, fly around a bit, and land on the water. Who knows? I am going to be a little ambitious here and attempt to cold start the plane. This might be a mistake. Also, we're going to change it from whatever time it is there to like late afternoon. I have no idea what the weather is either. All right, so we're going to cold start it, meaning I'm starting at a ramp. This could be a mistake, but Mistakes are designed to be made. You know. Oh, cheers, everyone. It's a little cloudy, but it's broken clouds. We'll have to see what it looks like. You can see that airport is to the right there. But this is an actual look at from overhead of where we're going to be flying. You can see the runway is not in clouds, but there's a lot of clouds other places. We can adjust the weather if necessary. We have the technology. Oh, I have to go into my. I have to get into a marbles game. Make some big marbles points. Let's see who is streaming. Not too many people. Probably later people will be streaming, and I'll be working this afternoon. All right, it's still thinking. Still thinking. I'm still planning on buying a new computer, but not even ordering it till the end of February. And it usually takes a month. It's a pre-built, but it's a custom pre-built, and it takes them about 3 weeks to build it and get sent to me, which is fine. Because okay, there it is. There's the plane. Let's take a peek. It's very colorful. It's a very interesting plane, I think. I think we've flown it one time before, though. Maybe once or twice. We're going to walk around the plane. You can see it says Fire Station on it. It's got colors. It's similar engines to those. We got to remove all this stuff. We're not going to be able to remove these things. How are we supposed to get up there? Okay, engine covers, barely. All right, what about this? Propeller cover. Remove. Chocks, we got to remove those. Yeah, the game's not kidding around. If you don't remove those, you might have a problem. Okay, pitot tube. Oh yeah, it has covers. Hopefully we can grab these. Remove. Okay, we're gonna check the other side here. We're doing our little inspection here. Yeah, we got some other covers down here we have to remove. There's some kind of safety. It's a gear pin. Before, so you can raise the gear. Are there any other things up there? Okay, the covers and the got removed there. Inspect the wheel. Yeah, there's a tire. It's really cool because the wheels, you know, have to move up. They don't really retract. So you can land on water. You land on that hull. Well, these do. The front ones do. It's pretty cool. Okay, does this thing have to be removed? What's this here? Static port cover. It does have to be removed. All right. Anything else? It looks like it's got to go. That looks okay, I guess. Oof. All right, in the plane. Everybody get in. This could take a while. I believe this is firefighting plane. This plane could take a while to get started up. I mean, look at all the buttons. Yeah, I think we may have made a slight mistake here. However, what's that? I'm wondering whether they have this EFB has some plane starting options. Oh, it probably doesn't. Flight pan, light rules, total play, flight navigation log, plane, flight performance, checklists. We could probably automatically complete the checklist. Settings, kind of cool. Flight planner, more apps, basically the same thing. Okay. So if we go into checklists, okay, pre-flight inspection internal we've done. Internal. All right, so we can go there, right? All right, so we can do this from the check, from the check. This will be quick if we just go to the check panel and do this. Basically, what you do is you go turn all. You just do these from here, and it effectively does the button without having to go find the buttons. It saves a lot of time. I think that works. There's a lot of these things, but it doesn't take that long if you just check them in order. I think we don't need any of that. All right, cockpit check, parking brake. These are just checks. Up, cockpit check. We're almost ready to start, and hopefully that'll work. Check hydraulic pressure. Exterior lights. All right, let's see if we can start the engine. Condition prop levers must be fuel off position. Those prop left engine power. Condition, what are those? Okay, water rudder. I'm just kind of getting used to where the buttons are. I don't know what a surface lock is. Yeah, it's not worry about it for now. Power levels, flight idle or ground idle position. Did that move them to flight idle? Yeah, it's on ground idle. Perfect. Okay, so it is doing things. Check on, press out, anti-collision on. Okay, right engine. Engine start. Wait for 10%. Is it doing anything at all? Is it actually spinning anything? Yeah, no. I guess this it doesn't. Just doing these checklists isn't going to do it. Interestingly, wonder if what specifically you have to do right. Okay. Look, left engine. Start mode normal. Ignition mode normal. Start. Do you have to do these? These are probably all have to be turned on too. Interesting. All right. Good thing that there's a cheat, but basically, yeah, just pushing those, doing the checklist does not actually change the switches. Well, now I know, but Ctrl-E will start the engines, and it does turn on the various power things too as well. All right, so let's see. I want to fly around. You know what I mean? We don't have all day. Request taxi, depart straight out. Sure.
Singapore ground PNSH 909.
All right, doors are closed.
Request taxi for takeoff departing straight out.
Kench 909er taxi to and hold short of runway 02C using taxiway Sierra 7 Sierra Tree Uniform Tree Sierra Charlie 2 Lima 4 Lima 6 Lima 7 Echo Papa Echo 11. Contact tower on 118. 25 when ready.
Yep. Am I going backwards? Okay. Oh, there we go. Good to know. Alright. I think you probably have to do that whole thing, by the way, to actually fight a fire. I think you might have to do that whole thing where you kind of skim over the water. I'm not 100% sure about that, actually, whether this is one of those planes you can do that. Okay. Acknowledge taxi clearance. We're going to check out Singapore. And again, we're going to do a water landing, and then we'll have to see how it goes.
Sierra Charlie 2 Lima 4 Lima 6 Lima 7 Echo Papa.
Let's see. Flaps should not be there. That's fine. That's my bad. Trim should be here. I think we're okay for takeoff. It's a big plane. Hold short runway 2C. We got a ways to go. It definitely has the firefighting equipment down here. I think. I wonder if it's got a way of in the water of having like a water rudder to turn. We'll figure that out. It's really tricky with these throttle detentes. Makes it a little tricky to fly. Alrighty, we're almost at the runway-o. I think there's a car tunnel, but they're semi-transparent. You see the cars going under us there. Oh, we got a ways to go. Look at these palm trees. Impressive. You know, I think they might have fixed the problem where they have huge buildings and they have these giant trees growing out of these huge buildings. We're going to try to go through here between these trees here and not crash out. That's what it looks like from here. Got a little bit of a tricky path here, but I like the kind of how all these trees are sticking out from this area, and then it's kind of hazy looking. We might fix the weather. We may not have great visibility from the sky. Easy enough to fix. Oh, this is a big airport, so I'm not surprised we've got a reasonable amount of taxi. We've been taxiing quite a ways now. We're always gonna fly. It's always gonna easy. I kind of like the driving around on the ground because it gets you anticipating being in the air and just being able to do whatever you want. We'll be heading west to fly around the actual city of Singapore. But yeah, I've certainly done it many times in 2020. But I don't know why it's taking so bit. But this will be our first trip to Singapore in 2024. Alright, we're going to come to a stop here. We're going to tune the tower. We're going to request takeoff clearance.
Singapore Tower, KNSH 9999er at runway 0.
Which it doesn't say on the back anyway.
Straight out departure.
Let's get our clearance. Very nice. Alright, we're heading out that way. We're pretty much ready. We got flaps and trim. No, let's take off clearance. I'm going to head out onto the runway here. I'm going to follow the yellow brick road.
Takeoff, runway 0. 2C Kinch 9999er.
Alright, you can see those throttle controls there going all the way to the firewall. Hopefully that means our plane's going to go. We'll see. Oh, yeah, it's starting to go. You can see it slowly but surely. It is building up some speed. Oh, and here goes. I'm not even touching it, and because we had the correct trim, it just basically gently lifts off the runway. Alright, gear is coming up, and you can kind of see how it comes up. It has like that knee thing. Very nice. Flaps to here, which is to no needed. And yeah, so you can see where the wheels just sit on the side of the plane, which is true of a lot of flying boats. I mean, they're not very aerodynamic anyway. Alright, so we're going to head west. This is the Aeropuerto. Kind of heading out over here. Big one. Look how big that terminal is. Apparently the Singapore airport is really pretty too on the inside. I think it is. Isn't that the really famous ones? How do they make sure planes don't run into it? That's a good question. I mean, it's a very complicated question. There's several forms of air traffic control. Oh, we got overrunning here. There's several forms of ground to air traffic handoff control, but basically there's the airport's airspace and they're controlling it. And they have people who are both concerned about what's going on the ground and what's going on in the air. And you know, it's a pretty complicated job. But then they have these handoffs to other airspaces. And that's where it'll say here, oh, frequency change means I'm being handed off to it. I'm not talking to them anymore, but it's supposed to be handed off to a different, to a larger air traffic realm where they're controlling the planes. And the most important thing to prevent planes from smashing into each other is to make sure that you tell them what altitude they're supposed to be on and they do not differ from it. So you can say you can provide vertical separation for lots of planes within a relatively small area, as long as they are at their If you say, well, you got to be at 8,000 feet, they got to be at 8,000 feet, because you might have a plane at 7,000 feet and a plane at 9,000 feet. So it becomes a really tricky game of making sure planes are at the altitude that they're supposed to be at, actually, and kind of monitoring them. But I mean, you know, and the planes know that, the pilots know that, but that's the most key thing is if you're at an altitude you're supposed to be at. So we're already here on the outskirts of Singapore. You can see a lot of kind of that Asian style residential block buildings here. I think the main city's kind of that way. Yeah, we can't see jack. All right, we're changing the weather. I'm using my magical weather changing powers because it is a hazy day there. You'll see here we are on not a real time. That's off, but live weather, and you can see if we change it to my favorite scattered clouds, that changes the that changes it enough that we have a huge we instead of having like a 6-mile range, we have like a 30-mile range for visibility. Alright, so I'm adjusting trim. I think it's kind of here. We'll be able to tell. I mean, there's definitely a lot of iconic, huge buildings. Well, that's the thing, you know, it's a sightseeing trip. I like to keep the weather on, but it's a sightseeing trip, so we're in charge of the weather. The weather is what it is. By the way, hello on YouTube. How you guys doing? Hello. If anybody's viewing me on X, I'm also triple streaming to the X platform as well. This plane has great visibility from the air. I mean, lots of big windows. Hello. How you doing, ma'am? She creeps me out when she looks at me. All right, yeah, so I'm starting to see some of the iconic buildings of Singapore up here. I follow a streamer, Kiara Kitty from Singapore. She's my favorite Singapore streamer. And she goes out and does the nightlife, and boy, the view from some of these places at night is incroyable. But you can see there's the very iconic buildings, and you can see when she streams, you can see that huge, like, that has the like a high roller, a huge Ferris wheel kind of thing, like the London Eye. It's the same design. It's huge. There's this building down here, which I think is a museum or entertainment area, and it's like a flower kind of. It's really amazing. Then there's this famous hotel that has this huge rooftop area with pools and bars, and it's way up there. It's called the Marina Building, or the Marina something. But she was like there's all these buildings there's these restaurants and bars at the top of many of these buildings. And yeah, Singapore, and boy, you know, she the quality of she goes to the food, and the quality is amazing. Like, Singapore is very sophisticated, let me just put it that way. And there's a lot of rich people living there. So when you go to a bar or restaurant like down here, you're gonna get really top level quality of everything, whatever you get. It's you know what I mean? It's like New York, you know. You're gonna be paying a lot of money, but you're gonna get some amazing stuff. I wanted to check out this little area here too. And it's got all these unusually shaped buildings, you know, like that there. This one here is like a lotus flower or something like that. But you see all the trees up there. That one there. What does it say? Something there on there? Singapore Airlines, by the way. Oh, we must be in Singapore. Yeah, we do that already. I think there's kind of like an amusement, like a water park or something over here. Right down there. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe not. I don't know. This looks like some hotels. What are we doing? Let's get a little more juice going here. I won't miss it. We're fine. We're definitely not going to do a lot of urban canyon carving in this plane. I mean, it's just, you know, it is what it is. It's not a fighter. But, yeah, at this level, you know, you'd definitely be arrested. You're not really supposed to fly this low. Oh, look at that. Alright, so we're too heavy to land, but I can lose some fuel. That I can do. That I know how to do. Like a river. A lot of resort-looking giant swimming pool areas here. And the weather is warm. Like, all year round, and then in the summer, it's quite hot. So I noticed, like, she'd be out in the summer, she'll be out, and, you know, at 10 p.m. it's like 90 degrees outside. Which, especially, you can tell, because it's right on the ocean front, that it's almost certainly quite humid, too. I would imagine. Well, you know, I guess you counter it by wearing very lightweight clothing. Looks like there's just endless buildings and construction. But yeah, Singapore is a city-state. It's basically all city. There are some outskirts areas that have some non-city, but the majority of Singapore is covered with city. Is you know, at least that level of density. Pretty plain. I do like the you know, orange, dark orange and yellow is always a great combination. All right, so there's a let's see, there's like a wharf out here. Let's go this way and see what's out here. There's another like island out there. I'm wondering if that's like industrialized. Let's check it out. And we're gonna land on the water. All right, so that's Singapore behind us, kind of that direction there. I mean, it's all over, but the main part of it, because yeah, it goes away, it goes quite a ways. Oh yeah, okay, this is a port. You can see all those colorful things there are standard shipping containers just piled up at the port. Piles and piles of them. Singapore being a major port. But what I want to check out here is like all these smokestacks. Like it's like an oil refinery level of activity out here. Yeah, it's tropical, which means it's great to visit, but I don't know if I'd want to live there, honestly. Tropical weather year-round can get kind of oppressive. It just feels to me like this whole island might be an oil or some kind of production facility. Because all you got is like stacks and like those tanks. And like not all of them are even rendered for some reason. But there's a lot of them out here. And the only reason you'd want stacks like that is if you're actively refining petroleum products. I would think. But, you know, it's interesting that they chose this island to do this highly industrialized. I guess maybe that keeps it away from the people. They don't seem too worried about the harbor. Pretty out here, though. All right, that was fun. Next phase is we're gonna land. We're gonna let's get closer to the actual city. So we're gonna make a big ass turn here and then fly actually that direction. We're just making some big turns here. Let's go a little quicker. Yeah, this whole area here, it's like the size of Venice, well, it's not, but it's industrial island. And there's, I wonder if there's people live there, who work there. All right, so Singapore is about 10 miles up this way. We're just kind of trying to land on the waterfront or in the marina. See how it looks from that level. This plane is equipped to land on the water, having a boat hull and those pontoons on the side, which prevent the wings from accidentally hitting the water waves while you're landing, which would be bad. Also, the whole fact that the engines are mounted that high up above the wing, as opposed to slung under the wing, is so that it can land and take off in the water and not suck up water. But you know, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't. I've never landed it in the water before, so it'll be first for all of us. Shouldn't be too hard. Let's see, what do all these things say? What is this here? Fuel remaining, right? That was fuel remaining over this thing here. Fuel remaining. It shows pounds. And see where that yellow is? That's where you really want to be landing, or under a quarter. We've got too much fuel, but fortunately, I did figure out the way to remove extra fuel. You go to the fuel tab here and specify how much you want, which is about 25%. Say load an aircraft. Yeah, and then adjusted our fuel load. So now we're a lot lighter. So we'll reduce the engine a lot. We're speeding up. We want to slow down here. There we go. All right, so the Where's that marina? It's up ahead. Oh yeah, it's right up there. All right, we're gonna come out here. We're gonna kind of land to the north. Yes, that huge boat. I think I have that. I haven't flown in a while, but yeah, that huge. There's a huge, that gigantic flying ship that, you know, from the 30s. Because apparently, you know, there's a time when there weren't a lot of airports in the world, but people wanted to fly around. But there was plenty of places to land on the water. And flying boats were very popular, and they were seen as safer than landing on land for some reason at the time. People thought landing on a you know, only being able to land on a runway was scary and dangerous. But being able to land on water meant, you know, you had the whole ocean in the case of emergency to land on. It made some sense at the time. So they were considered safer than other planes, but they weren't really. Yeah, okay, we want to come in over here, into this area here, where we're into some clouds. All right, I know where I'm going. The only question I have is there something down here that is prepare for water that says rudder trim, emergency alert. One of these things say prepare for water landing. No. Rudder mode, normal. Yeah, I don't know what that means. We'll see. Maybe there's abnormal. All right, we're gonna go in there. I think I'll pick it up again. It's definitely fun, but I mean it's a boat and it flies like a boat. I like the planes that have some performance, you know, some performance. All right, let's start getting some flaps down. Keep the engines going. We're not going real fast at this moment in time. I want to kind of land. You can see that kind of looks like a river entrance there, something like a marina. That's really the downtown part of Singapore. As usual, we're going to come in pretty fast because we're losing a lot of altitude, and then we're just kind of hopefully skim over the water here. And we're going to try to make a left turn and go to the left of that, left of the Ferris wheel there. Go over this bridge. It's actually probably a real tall bridge here. Okay, we want to land at about 60. You see we're coming in, we're touching the water. Nice soft landing, reduce that. There's those cool buildings I wanted to land next to. Go flaps up. You can't really turn that well in the water. Boy, those are really cool from down here. And that really amazing like building there. It's supposed to look like a ship of some kind. You got your Ferris wheel, which I think is identical to the London Eye, or very similar. And then there's a bridge up here. We're probably going to smash into it. Can I go backwards? I couldn't. What's going on here? Just move myself out of the plane. Oh, yeah, I am reversing. Hold on. Get back in the plane. All right. I reversed my engines. There's the eye. Boy, it's very detailed. All right, this thing here, rudder mode. Does that affect the ability here? Rudder mode. Manual or automatic rudder valve. Yeah, I don't know if this has anything to do with water. I don't know what surface lock does. Probes. Hello. Just checking out some of the all right, time for a screenshot and then we'll do another flight. Screenshot. Perfect. And one. We'll do another one from here. Let's see, screenshots. It looks like it's cockeyed, you know, like this, well, because it is. And that leads me to wonder why. It's not cockeyed, it's just resting on one of the pontoons, but they're not even. I think that is actually kind of how it would work on the ground. Where's my... Alright, okay, let's get up here. Oh yeah, we want to get these cool buildings in the background here. Those. The other thing that I think is a bug is that the wheels are spinning even though we're not moving. The wheels are just kind of hanging out there. Alright, there's your screenshot right there. Alright, we'll do a second mission. Somewhere else in an entirely different kind of plane. How would you shut down this plane? Let's see. Out of curiosity, engine condition. Fuel off. So shouldn't that shut those down? Why am I moving? There we go. Okay. There you go. Just trying to run to that bridge. Really cool stuff. The water is looking, as I say, the water looks real, kind of the reflections of those buildings there. If we get out of here, by the way, we kind of go over here. I just want to check out some of the detailing on this building. Because you can see it's a, I could say it's got an external structure that holds up an internal structure. It's probably got a lot of room on the inside. And this part here, it's got all these like kind of walkways and that flower design. It's really, it's a very sensual design, I would like to think, you know what I'm saying? But it's, you know, it's glass, so whatever is people on the inside, you can see the outside. And then this building here, I want to see if you can see the pool, the swimming pools. It's probably not that much detail, but apparently it has these infinity swimming pools where it looks like you're swimming right to the edge. Yeah, you can kind of see here. It's very large. I guess it's one, no, there's like 3 of them. But you're here, and I guess they have those fences, but you can't really tell. I think they're lower than you, so you normally don't see them. So you're right at the edge here, and if you're low, you know, if you're right on the waterfront, you're kind of like looking right over the edge of this huge pool. And it's kind of it's big, but that's pretty cool. That's kind of cool that you can see that. We got the wood decking up here, which is kind of cool. And there's your view from one of the most exclusive places in Singapore. Right there, and it's free. Just come to my streams. Really nice, great view. All right, part 2. Actually, you know what? You know what I remembered? It's Monday. And I have to pack my streams into 1.5 hours, which means 45 minutes really is plenty for the first stream. So we're not going to do a second race here. But the thing is, Singapore looks great. I'm very happy with our touristing. I'm sure we can order some amazing food. I'm sure Kiara Kitty's been up here. But it's a hotel. You can stay there. But I'm sure it's like really expensive. Yeah, it's just a beautiful day. Well, we changed the weather, but still. I'm not sure if what that is, that Lotus building down there is for. But yeah, she was in like one of those buildings over there. Like over here is where kind of these buildings over here, where I'm looking at on the waterfront, that's where kind of the touristy restaurants and stuff are. So they kind of look out over the view at these buildings from that side. And that's where she was, she walks around a lot, this waterfront. That's a shopping mall there, I think. And just a lot of restaurants and stuff here. So I think I think one or more of these buildings, they don't look that amazing, but they have these incredible rooftop bars. Because that was the view that she was looking at. She was looking at kind of this view here. Because she had actually, now that I think of it, based on how she was looking at these 2 buildings and the position of the Ferris wheel, I think she was over here. Maybe in one of those buildings over there. Interestingly. Anyway, there's lots of buildings with a view, but that's kind of the mean. All right, the second half of the show today is going to be me restringing a guitar, and then I don't know if anybody's interested in watching that, but I am good at it. You know, it's just one of the things I do, and it needs it. I mean, you're supposed to restring these guitars every couple of years, you know, once a year, and it's been a few years since I've done this one. This one I'm doing today is a challenging one. We'll discuss that more when I do it, but I'm gonna take a short break. I'm gonna switch to the music category. I'm gonna bring my guitar in. We're gonna clean it up a little bit. We're gonna restring it, and then I'm gonna tune it up and then play it for a while. Then I'm gonna go back to work. So that's the plan for later. Let me just get my mid-roll going here. Okay, let's see what's going on. You can kind of hear me. You can see my feet. No worries. No looking at my feet for free. All right, you know how it goes. Feet cost extra. Not for you guys. Hold on a second here. All right, moving right along. What is going on with the second half of the stream? We're gonna do a little guitar tech stuff. What do I have here? Do I have my own cloth? Oh, I'm going to need a few things. Got a microfiber cloth to clean things up. I need a little Windex. Let me grab that. As a quick disclaimer, I don't recommend using Windex on your guitar. So don't. However, I'm going to. This is a really thick polyurethane finish. I mean, really thick. Really thick. It's not going to get hurt by Windex. It's not going to get stripped off or anything like that. If you have nitrocellulose, don't use Windex. And then if your fretboard is dry, don't use Windex, because I'm going to use it on the fretboard too. But mine tend to get oily, and the Windex is good for that. So let's get to work on cleaning this bad boy up a little bit here. Make sure everything is kind of looking good. But most importantly, it's easiest to clean the fretboard and this part here when the old strings are off. The first thing I like to do is just tune it a little bit here. We can just take these old strings right off. I'm not take them off, we're going to cut them off. They've done their duty. We no longer need their assistance. Specialized string cutting device. Probably not necessarily the best thing in the world. All right, remove the remnants of the old strings. Yeah, these also have the Didarios on them. This here comes right off, and that's fine because we can like wipe a little bit in here. Just want to make sure I don't move these. When I do that, these stay right like that and like that. Just make sure the height adjustment stays where it is, where I want it. Okay, get rid of these. Now this is one of the few guitars I have where I have the original tuners, and this is not really an expensive guitar. It looks expensive, but it's not. I talk about this guitar. It's the Epiphone. It's a signature Lee Malia model. Lee Malia is the lead guitarist for a metal band from England called Bring On the Horizon, he apparently was well enough liked by the Gibson company that they offered him his own, signature guitar. Not that many guitarists get their own Gibson signature guitar, but this is, of course, an Epiphone signature. But still, boy, look at all the dust here. Move this here a little bit, like here. All this dust and stuff here. We're going to get rid of all of this. Just by putting, I don't want to put Windex directly on it, but I'm going to put Windex on this here. And then we're going to do that. It cleans right up. Cleans right up. Just want to make sure everything here is about as tight as it needs to be. Oh yeah, it's gonna look so much nicer and newer when I get all this little crushed off in here, off this front, and just dust and stuff. And oh yeah, very good. Okay, okay. The headstock looks good. Okay, front of the headstock looks good. Now the biggest dirt effectively is on the fingerboard, and as I do this, what's going to happen is this green cloth is going to kind of turn yellowish as it absorbs some of the fingers. We also have the frets all nice and polished up, and these beautiful inlays, tons and tons of inlays. You can see it's getting black, kind of dark here, and it's getting yellow, it's getting grayish. Yeah, that's fine. That means we're cleaning up the fingerboard. I play this guitar a lot, and this fingerboard gets pretty dirty. So you just want to take my time with the strings off. It's just so much easier once they're off to do this. Oh, yeah, you can see the fingerboard is. Can you see anything? Actually, move this like this. All right, that's probably a little better. I got my little iPad out here so I can kind of monitor what my screen thing looks like here. I'm gonna have to go over this again. Look how much can you see how black this is? Can you see how black this is? Oh my gosh, there's some dirt. Now we're gonna pick a different part of this little cloth here and put some Windex on it. And we're gonna do part two of that. I didn't realize how dirty it is. But the thing is, if your fingerboard is not oily and is dry, this is not good for it. It'll dry it out further. But my fingerboards are oily. They always are because I play them a lot and I have oily fingers. And we just get into the fingerboard. So removing some of the oil is not a bad thing. And when we get to this is a polyurethane finish again, you're not going to be able to hurt it with Windex. We'll just clean it off. But yeah, I can still see there's a little dirt in there, especially up here where we play a lot. Not a dirt. It's coming out, but... And ultimately, it just makes the guitar play a little weird, a little funky. But not noticeably, but it's still... This is a really good thing for this guitar, I think. I don't know what people are going to say. Boy, this thing is just turning black. I mean, some of that might be, I don't know. No, it's not. Like, you know, is this board dyed? Is there some kind of dye in the board? But I don't think there is. I think it's just, that's finger oils. All right, that's fine enough though. You're not going to get all of it out. Okay, we're going to do this area in here. That always is hard to clean. This area here, there. Okay, the body. Pretty easy to clean even with the strings on, but helpful to have one like that. All right, let's look at the back. Cover the back here. Okay. Get another clean part of this cloth. Well, actually, clean part of this cloth is going to be like here. Yes. Just take everything off there, all the fingerprints, and polish up the back of the neck. And then we're ready to do the tricky part, which is restring. It's tricky. Normally, of course, stringing a guitar is not that hard, and it shouldn't be. But the way I like to do it is extra tricky, and I'll show you guys why. It's because I don't like to have, I do what you call a factory string. So it's like you'd come from a factory. It doesn't have any little sharp parts picking out. So it's called a cut and pre-crimp technique. Okay, so and I'll show you how that works. I used to do it the old, kind of the basic way and have cut after, but then I decided I bet there's a better way to do it, and I did some research and I found that there is. Oops, I smashed you. There's a better way to do it. Not a better way. It's not easier, but I just like it. I mean, it takes skill, and I have messed it up before. So we're gonna have to try to do it carefully, not rush through the procedure. There's a couple of things you need to keep in mind. Okay, this is all pretty clean. I think it's there and there. Just want to leave these. Okay, perfect. All right, now we're gonna find our strings, which are here. And we're going to wrap them through this loom, or through our tailpiece, as technically it is. And the ones I use are kind of the cheapest ones, these Darios XL. And the reason why is just because I'm changing strings so much, I don't want to, spend a lot of money on strings. Oh, it's kind of, I never noticed that these have these. I was just opening them a stupid way last time. All right, so these are color coded. We're going to start with the your low E string, which is gold. E and A, which is here. Okay, so E goes in here, number 1 position. A goes in number 2 position. This is the easy part. Easiest. I'll show you the hard part. All right. Then we want black and cyan here. So black and cyan, or greenish. I don't know what it is. Okay, black is next. Black goes here. The great thing about restringing is, man, after especially a couple of days after you restring it, that's when the guitar sounds its absolute best. The strings are kind of in, they're stretched out. They're ready to go. Okay, that one's got a little kink in it. I hope it'll be fine. All right. And finally, we're going to need these strings, y'all, which is the silver and purple ones. Purple is the heavier ones. That goes in position 5, and our lightest string, which is a 10, goes in position 6, and then we're ready to put the loom on, tailpiece. All right, and then we get to the hard part. Okay, beauty. This goes here. Like that. I'm gonna just fix that. Make sure these are about right here. It's adjustable after the fact. This goes over there. And the thing I do, which I don't think I invented, but is handy, is after I kind of stretch them out like that, so they're all kind of in their good positions, I put a spring-loaded capo on them to kind of hold them in position there. Very nice. Okay. How are we doing, by the way? All right. So, what do I mean by cut and pre-crimp? Here, I'll show you what I mean. We're going to start with this one. These are the kind of easier strings here. Let me move this kind of here, so you can kind of see exactly what I'm doing. Hold on a second. I need the camera closer. There we go. Okay. Here. You see this. Good. All right. Not that anyone cares, but I do. All right. So pull this nice and tight. It's going to go through the hole. So make the hole kind of where you want it to be. It's going to go through the hole. You know, I'm taking my glasses off. This is all close work. I'm nearsighted. All right. So what we're going to do is cut the string right I'm looking at one distance away in terms of, it's about 1.5 inches or so. But I carefully measure to there, cut the string. Don't screw up the measurement because you can't do it twice. Once you're cut, it's cut. That's why it's a advanced technique. And then I'm going to pre-crimp. That means I put it in this thing here and I go whop like that. I put a 90-degree crimp in it right there. And then we go back here and I'm going to use my tool and the exact correct amount of pressure here to keep this so that it winds correctly. And that is easy on this string. There's a couple strings where it starts getting hard to do that, to do the pressure correctly. But the big strings are pretty easy. So this one's very easy. So we just wind it in there. Wind it, wind it, wind it. Wind it, wind it, wind it. Perfecto. Okay. And number one is basically done. Perfecto. We're not going to tune it too far. Okay, number two goes in the second hole. And this. Stretch the string, make sure it's not on any obstacles or anything. Just make it nice and stretched out here. Make this go nice and straight here. Okay, stretch the string. Now I'm measuring one from here to the next thing. And by the way, the next one we measure to here. But it doesn't have to be perfect, but I do like to make it as close as possible to right there. Too much and you'll have too many wrappings on the string, and that's also considered a bad thing by me. All right, cut it. Hopefully you didn't screw up the cutting. And the pre-crimping, it goes like this, and then boom, 90-degree crimp, close as you can get. Now you back it off and move it to there, and then we're going to use our tool. And again, these are pretty easy. There's going to be a hard one coming up, and if it's hard, it can be really hard to get. Sometimes you have to throw away that string. I have extra strings if necessary, but I would prefer not to mess any up. But again, these are the easy ones. Okay, so that's on nice and good. There we go. Very good. Number three is also easy. It's number 4 and 5 that are the hard ones. Okay, that's coming through nice and straight there. Pull it tight. Comes through the hole. Adjust this hole here to about there. Takes about 20 minutes or less when you know what you're doing to fully go through this procedure, but it's worth it, as I say, at least once a year, but it's been at least 2 years since I've done this one. All right, so this one is going to get measured from here to here, the top of the headstock, right there. And I'm going to cut it off the top of the headstock with this device here. And I'm also going to use the same device to do the 90-degree pre-crimp.
90-degree crimp. Move this back into there. And let me start turning like there. And then you have to use just the right amount of pressure. Too much pressure and you'll pull the string out, and not enough pressure and the string will spring around and mess up. So that's what takes a little bit of a gentle touch here. Okay, we got number 3. Looks pretty good. All right, let's do the hard ones. I think I did, you know, I always get like, oh, I had no problem doing the easy ones. The hard ones are going to be no problem. But then you never know. All right, so we do the same thing. We got to start from this one up, from the top one here, and go down. So we go in here, ender hole. Again, if these were locking tuners, it's much simpler because you just lock them down. You don't have to worry about pre-crimping because there's no crimping needed. Get these out of the way here. This is going to go up to there. And that's over on this side. Let's just do that like that. Perfect. And then we're going to cut this one right here. Very nice. Okay. Now we're going to pre-crimp this one. And we're going to crimp it this way. Not that it matters too much, okay? So it's got a 90-degree crimp in it. And then we go in here. And here's the tricky part that I sometimes mess up. Sometimes it just takes a few tries. But yeah, there's a specific amount of pressure you got to apply here. Too much is not good, not enough is not good. And also kind of keeping the string nice and low. I think we got it. And once it's gotten in a few, at least one all the way around, it's not going to pop out at least. Okay, number 4 is looking like a string. Did I do that right? I did. Okay, number 5. Okay. Number 5 goes in this one. You're just going to line this up. Very good. Goes in straight. Like that. Yay. Okay. Pull it nice and tight over the proposed path. Yes, okay, that looks good. All right, pre-cut. Get ready to cut it. We're going to cut it right here. All right, so go from here to about right there. Cut it right there. Take that piece there. All right, pre-crimp, and this is kind of the tricky part. Hold this here. Hold exactly the right amount in there. And then crimp it. 90-degree crimp. Put this back so that it is. And again, this is the tricky one. Or these both are. Of these. Yeah, it's going to pop out. And it's just not ideal, but I'm going to keep it. You might have a little bit of little Sharpie thing on it. It's fine. It's going to be fine. Okay. All right, final one. So we don't need this anymore. It goes there. This is going to go here. Yeah, I'll have to do a little more trimming there. It's fine. It goes in here. This goes all nice and tight here through there. Very nice. We're going to trim this one right here. Perfecto. Right. No, it's all perfectly tuned. No, it's not tuned at all. That's fine. Wouldn't expect it to be. Okay, we put a little crimp in. This little piece here. All right, here's where I need to do this right now. Put this there. Because the crimping has to be a specific direction. So this crimp is going to go in like that. Perfect-ish. Go in there. Like that. All right, where's my tool? And then we start twisting. And hopefully, the correct direction. With the correct amount of pressure. And you got to do this fast. Get the right speed going. And I'm going to come out here. All right, it's not on this. Perfecto. All righty then. All right, let's start thinking if we can tune it up. It looks okay. It looks pretty clean. This is fine down here. That looks good. These are all over their little pieces here. I can tell the height is a little low until we string it up, until we tune it up. So part 2, this could take a little while because new strings. And they kind of need to be tightened in. I kind of want to get these all over the place. Little pieces of there are little sharp pieces of wire that tend to get over. That's the only thing. It's kind of a pain in the ass doing this on a carpet. All right, let's see. We get this tuner on here. I don't know if it works. Seems to work. All right. We need this. All sorts of crap to clean up. And then we're going to plug in. I'm going to go sit up and we'll do some guitar streaming. Just play the guitar for a while. Let me get in there. All right, start to tune in. It's tuning. All right, I'm gonna plug it in. Hopefully the pickups are good. Alrighty. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna switch over to my regular guitar camera setup here, which takes about a minute. I'm gonna put some of this shit over here. We don't really need this. Alrighty, that will go up here. Oh, that's not good. Yeah. We can play play some guitar. I'm gonna turn this light off. All right. All right, what's going on? Switch over to here. Here, let's try that one. Even better. All right, so my guitar camera. For a guitar, we put this back here, just like that. Alrighty, that's about right. Great. Guitar. So first we plug that in like that. This on here. I'm switching over. Give me another 30 seconds or so. We're gonna have to tune it some more. Headphones, so I can hear. Oh yeah, plug it in. Plug in the guitar cable. And it's gonna start sounding something like a guitar, I think. Excuse me. All right, guitar stuff. Yay! All right, so let's tune her up. Tune her a little bit here. Tune it from over here. Alrighty. It's tuned. All right, I think it's coming. I still have to stretch these brand new strings. But you can see from the headstock, everything looks nice and clean up there. Nothing sticking out. That's how I like it. Alrighty. Okay.
we doing here? Warming up. Long time, like 50 years. I should be better. So I had my first guitar when I was a kid. You know, I was an cheap acoustic guitar, and I played, you know, folk songs. Got my first electric guitar when I was in my 20s, so a long time ago. And you know, I've had various guitars. I had like 1 or 2 guitars for a long time, but then some number of years, about 15 years ago, I got guitar acquisition syndrome, and I bought, like, over the last 15 years, I got like 15 guitars now. This is one of my favorites. But like, there's a couple on the wall. There's one on the wall back there, and there's 3 sitting over there. And there's about 5 in my bedroom. I've got too many guitars. All right, how's this? Pull out. Let me get back in here. Brand new strings. Those are good. All right. Anyway, that's my favorite band there. They pretty much REM. Actually, I like the Killers too. I haven't done that many Killers stuff recently. We're gonna do some karaoke songs. It's gonna be, but I do karaoke a little different than other people. Other people sing along, and that's fine. If they're good singers, which I'm not, it's always great to hear a good singer sing along to a karaoke song. I'm not that into it. However, what I do is I play the guitar and sing along to a karaoke song, which I think is pretty unique. As in the following. If you see me before, you know what I'm talking about here. Let's see. Oops. I gotta make a little change here to my settings so that you can hear the audio. Start over here. So, for example, this one. Okay. We'll do a couple of these.
Monopoly 21, checkers and chess. Mr. Fred Blassie in a breakfast mess. Let's play Twister, let's play Risk. See you in heaven if you make the list. This one. Tell me, are you lost in the punch? Andy, are you goofing on Elvis? Hey, baby, are we losing time? They put a man on the moon, man on the moon. If you believe there's nothing up his sleeve, nothing is cool. For the never believer, yeah. Here's a little ghost for the offering, yeah. Here's a truck stop instead of St. Peter's, yeah. Mr. Andy Kaufman's gone wrestling. Tell me, are you rocking the punch? Any other thing I never said, baby? Are we losing touch? If you believe that I'm man on the moon, man on the moon. If you believe there's nothing up his sleeve, nothing is cool. It's fresh strings. Give me a sec. Pause this. Pretty close, really. Or mine. All right, what else are we going to do here? There we go. Capo. I can see why you think you belong to me. Ever try to make you think that you see one thing for yourself? Now you're off with someone else, and I'm alone. See, I thought that I might keep you for my own. Baby, what you wanna do? I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Don't you think the time was right for us to find? All the things I thought were proper could be right in time, and you can't see which way we should turn together all alone. I can never see what's right or what is wrong. Don't take too long to see what you wanna do. I think I anything out of love.
Try and go get that. Hey. I'll do maybe one of these Sixpence on the Richer songs. Not this one. No. Sixpence on the Richer, where are they? They're around here somewhere. Gotta learn some new ones. I promised you I'd learn some new ones. What, I think it's loud at the beginning. Isn't it? Maybe not.
There she goes. There she goes again. Racing through my brain. And I just can't contain this feeling that remains. There she goes. There she goes again. Pulsing through my veins. And I just can't contain this feeling that remains. There she goes. There she goes again. Racing through my brain. And I just can't contain this feeling that remains. There she goes. There she goes again. Calls my name, pulls my chain. No one else feel my pain. And I just can't contain this feeling that remains. There she goes. There she goes again. Chasing down my lane. And I just can't contain this feeling that remains. There she goes. There she goes. There she goes.
You won't ever stop me from playing that song because I love it so much. Also, this one. The last one of the night.
This one goes out to the one I love. This one goes out to the one I left. Crying
just like that. Just like that. Another show in the can. In the can, as we like to say. Why do we say in the can? Oh, there's a cat activity. Major League cat activity. Give me a second here. Why is it in the can? In the movie industry, remember, in the movie industry, you'd be filming. You'd be filming for months. You'd be filming for months, and then you'd be editing for months. And when the film was finished, it'd be film. They'd put in a can, but it'd be a couple of cans if it was a 35 millimeter film. They'd put it in the can and say, well, it's in the can. It's done. It was shipped out to the movie theaters. You can't change it anymore. And that's exactly how my stream is. It's in the can. Hey, it's also what I'm alluding to is the empty can of Diet Coke that powers the stream. There's still a little left here. But when the Diet Coke is done, the stream cannot continue. And literally, this is the last can of Diet Coke on planet Earth. Okay, that's not true. I've got like 12 more in my refrigerator. I had a fantastic time doing the stream. You know what I'm going to say right now? It's something I've never said before. I had such a good time doing today's stream. I will do it again on Friday. Wednesday's unlikely. It's going to be busy at work this week and next week and foreseeable future. So my current schedule is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's my time, 11:30 a.m. I go till about 1 p.m. It's like 1:11. Sometimes on the weekends I'll do a 2-hour stream. I do plan on doing more Microsoft Flight Simulator. There'll be guitar playing, or next stream, musically speaking, will be a piano stream. I'm going to whip my piano, not this one. That one stays there. I have another piano over there, black piano. It's going to come right here. I'm going to do my piano magic. So I've been playing piano even longer than guitar. I don't know if this person is here who asked me earlier how long I can play guitar. Probably not. But as usual, most people are going to watch my show on the VODs anyway. They don't really watch me live. I'm triple streaming. I wonder if someday I'll get any traction. I've been streaming for a year on YouTube, and the truth is, people do watch me. YouTube does recommend me a lot to random people who I don't know before. They're like, I saw you. YouTube recommended me, so I watched your stream. Twitch doesn't do that, but I don't think X does it either. But I'm starting to stream on X as well. So I'm looking at my X stream here, monitoring. Nobody has chatted on X. But if they could have, and what I might notice is that some people might be watching the X stream also after the fact. I'll get like 7 or 8 views like later on. People might check out streams. So that's kind of cool. It's not that much harder to triple stream. All right, so let's see. Is my friend, my good close personal friend Milo on? She said she was getting on today. Well, I mean, my close personal friend it's nobody I met in person. Yeah, she is. So I'm going to raid Milo, who is a lovely streamer from Colorado. How long has she been on? Oh, an hour and 40. She started right when I started. She started right after I did. Hi, Milo. All right, we're going to move over there. And then I'm going to go back to work, do my work thing. I don't think anyone's here to do this. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Like Friday.